Hello, hot messes! It's been a very fun journey talking about this book with you, but it's now come to an end. So today, this is my official review of We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. Okay, so I kept up my promise and I reread this book in its entirety from the time I made this video last week. I highly recommend going back and watching the other videos in the series if you haven't, because I feel like you can't really replicate the experience of reading this for the first time through the second reading, but that doesn't make it not worthwhile reading it again. I feel like the thing with this book is, if it's your style, it's going to be so your style, and if it's not your style, it's not going to be your thing. A lot of the comments from you guys were saying that this wasn't exactly your taste, which I can totally understand, but then the few people with whom I really connected and who really got this book the same way that I did, it was a really intense experience. So again, it's one of those win-lose type things. For me, it was a total win. I can understand why it'd be a lose, but let's agree to disagree. Usually the type of music I enjoy, and often poetry, is more explicit and sort of stated in dialogue-like language, and so it's really exciting for me when something that's written in a more poetic style is my thing. I really love how you're never quite positive what she's talking about when she's talking about physical sensations. You're never sure if she means literally she's actually bleeding, or if it's just a figurative I'm a teenager going through very intense emotions kind of thing, and I really like that. I really like blurring the lines between physical and emotional pain, and it really just resonates with me, reminds me of being a 15-year-old. I really love that this book stands for something bigger than it has to. I really love that it delves into race and class and things that YA novels are often too afraid to get into. I feel like a lot of books tend to be condescending to their readers, and this one is not, and I really appreciate that. Sort of like I was saying about the lines between the pain, physical, and emotional, I feel like that's where the sort of ghost-like themes of this book lie, where you can interpret it as just straight up supernatural, or you can interpret it as how this one person's brain is dealing with things in the real realm world, and that's the way I choose to read it, because that's more my style. But I really like the ambiguity, that you have the option. I love books that allow the reader to make it into their own thing. So if I had to rate this on a scale from 1 to 10, I would give it a 10 from my own personal library. And I think if I had to recommend it to someone else, I would say that in general as a book, it's probably a solid 8, maybe a 9. And maybe the 10 is just coming from the fact that it feels like it was suited specifically to me. So if you have any more final thoughts on this book, don't hesitate to leave comments or contact me anywhere on the internet to talk about it. We don't have to end our discussion just because the videos are ending. But yep, that is it for me and for this book. Let me know what you think of it. And yeah, and finally, one last shot of me pretending to eat a book because I like it.